Hi everybody, welcome back. I'm Dorothy. I'm your professional astrologer. You can find me on the web at nhastrologer.com. And there on that website, if you were to go to the homepage and go ahead and sign up to be on my newsletter email list, each month I draw 3 people to get a free 20-minute astrology session with me. Now, I also have online classes and a mentorship program for one-on-one studying, so we do that over the internet as well. And I have 4 spaces left. So if you're interested in a private mentorship program for 6 months, let me know. All right, today I want to talk about February. So now that the advertising is over, okay? So with February, we have a few things going on. Of course, we know it as the month of love just because Valentine's is in here. Some of the things that are going on this month that are just general for everybody is the thing I want to focus on first off is on February 13th, between the 13th and the 15th. This is when Mercury is finally back to the position that it was in the zodiac belt on the day that it went retrograde back in January, on January 5th. So think back to January 5th, what was going on for you. That's when Mercury had moved into Aquarius. It stayed in that zodiac sign for just a few days and then retrograded back. Now on February 13th to the 15th, this is when Mercury's finally past that hump, finally over that area where he was retrograde for a long time. So we're going to have some movement. That Mercury in Aquarius is definitely high thinking, it can be high energy, but it can also be somebody where we get something into our head, we're going to really chew on it for a long time. Fixed air is what Aquarius is. Mercury is that thinking mind, so it is a air planet naturally. So when it is connected, when it is in that sign of Aquarius, we're going to be having some interest in any of the things that Aquarius rules. So, of course, astrology is one of them. That'll be on the top of my list, of course. Anything that's technologically, anything in that category, right? So, February 13th to the 15th, Mercury finally gets over that hump of where it was January 5th when it went retrograde. So that means we get to move through some stuff, okay? We get to start really moving into the Aquarian energy and that unique piece of communicating. And February 14th, of course, it's right in the middle of this. So what goes on February 14th? And this is energy that we're all going to play into. On February 14th, the moon's in the sign of Taurus. That's a great place for the moon to be on the 14th of February, because the moon in Taurus is all about, sensual tastes and sensual smells and anything that is just lovely and luscious and beautiful. Now it makes a sextile to, let me look at my notes, to Neptune, right, in the evening of February 13th. So Saturday night, February 13th, most people would probably be going out to dinner and doing their romantic-y things on Saturday night, the day before Valentine's. And this is true. And this is what we get when we have on Saturday night. If you want to go out and have this romantic, date and just have a nice time, it's going to be that. We have all of the things, all of the cards are in place for just a romantic evening, just in and of itself. Kind of put parentheses around it. And that's it. After that, though, we have no other aspects that are cooperating with this romantic piece. So if you're going out on a first date on this night, there's going to be way too much pressure. All right. If you feel like just having a one-time date with somebody, then this is what the energy of the night's about. That's perfect, especially for those of us out there who are single. Go out, have a date, that's cool. But just know there's no Saturn. The Saturn aspects of the day just do not support a long-term relationship. Now, if you're in a stable relationship and you're just going out for fun because that's what you do on Valentine's Day, then this won't affect you quite as much. But it will be a nice date night, especially for married people who have not had an opportunity to get out and play in a long time because of children. All right? So go out, have fun. Just know that Saturday night, if you're going out for Valentine's, even if you're not going out for Valentine's, if you're going out Saturday night, it's just a night to have fun, enjoy good food, good drink, good company, and just know it's a great memory that you're making. And that's what it will be. That will be it. Doesn't have to go any further than that. So it sounds like a great night to have fun and have a party. So I'm going to leave, that's the general piece. So now I'm going to get on to a little more specific things for each of the zodiac signs. So that's next. All right, hi Pisces, let's finish this up for you. So today, February, actually it's not today and it's not February. Start again. Doo-doo-doo. Hi Pisces, let's start with February 5th. So on February 5th, we have Venus and Pluto making a conjunction in the sign of Capricorn. Now, Venus, Pluto, whew, what I value, what I love, that can create a lot of intense emotional drama. It can be very passionate as well, passionate love. But passionate love has a fine line, so we have a lot of that going on. This is in your solar 11th house, and so what are you passionate about? The 11th house, it represents, for the most part, lots of group activities, social things, well, yeah, social things really, and so, and then groups that we can really put our hearts behind, something that has a lot of meaning to us. And so, what is it that you're going to be doing with that is a really important question. Where maybe you're being too responsible, you're spending way too much time working outside of the home, and even not involved with your job, but spending a lot of time involved in group activities and not enough time in personal things. So this is a question that you need to ask yourself and see if that is something that's going on for you. Because that Venus-Pluto connecting, it could be that if you're doing these things, then you're not spending enough time with your significant other, and they are not happy with you. And so that can create that drama, all right, that I was talking about. So keep that in mind and take a look at that area of your life and see if that is something that's going on for you. But we also have on the 5th, we have Mars in Scorpio, quincunx Uranus in Aries. Now, this goes from your 9th house to your 2nd house. So that just means your values are going through a shift and change right now. And with Mars in Scorpio, we're being very, very intense. And so we're trying to learn everything that we can about what is interesting us right now. Of course, that varies from person to person. But whatever we're trying to learn about, we're really going very intense and very deep into it. And so this can create some frustration because the energy does not flow well at 150 degrees because there's nothing that's in common, no element, no modality, no way of moving, right? Even these houses don't have a lot to do with each other. And so what we have to do with this is we have to change our ideas and the way we're thinking and seeing something. So once we make the adjustments, then transformation can happen. But we have to accept the adjustment. But what does it mean specifically will vary from person to person. So just know between Mars and Uranus on February 5th, there's a lot of frustrating energy because one is wanting quick and sudden shifts and changes and independence, and the other says, well, wait a minute, I don't have enough information yet. So it's going to be a little bit frustrating. So right around February 5th, all the way from the beginning of February, pretty much all the way to the new moon, we're going to be needing to release and let go of things that aren't working for us. Because when we have that new moon in Aquarius on February 8th, that's in your solar 12th house. And what will happen there is things will come up for you that you don't get to pay attention to very often. When we have a new moon in that 12th house, that is an opportunity for things that are really hidden to slowly come to the surface. Our hidden strengths will come to the surface as well as hidden weaknesses. And so this is the energy of that new moon. There is another forecast I'll be recording soon, and all you have to do is click that eye icon, and when we get closer to this new moon, that video forecast will be up for a lot more information about this new moon in Aquarius. But just know that for you guys, it's in your 12th house. So hidden things will be coming to the surface slowly over the next couple of weeks. On February 10th, we all have a very nice aspect between Venus and Jupiter, and this is an Earth trine, and it's about creating what we want, manifesting what it is that we want in our relationships. You have Jupiter moving through your 7th house of partnerships and relationships. It is retrograde at this point, which is no big deal. It just means things aren't growing as quickly. It's just like growing slow and taking our time. And retrograde of Jupiter is not as disruptive as some people would like to think it is. It's just about redoing a few things, but just going slower and just redefining what's important to us in our partnerships and relationships. That's for you Pisces. All right, on the 22nd, we have another lunar event, and again, click the icon and that will show up when the time is right, and that is the full moon in Virgo. That is also in your solar 7th house of partnerships and relationships. So you have a major focus on what is harmonious, where the give and take is in your relationships right now. So this is very, very important month for you to focus in on that. And then the final aspect, let me set my board down here. The final aspect we have for this month that I want to talk about is the Sun conjunct Neptune. Now, especially if you have this Pisces rising energy and that Sun conjunct Neptune in your solar first house. So when the Sun moves through that area, the Sun always clears the fog. Neptune Pisces is all about being a little bit foggy and not really knowing where your boundaries are because you can't really see them. All right? And so if you have Pisces rising, then you can be extra sensitive. And with the Sun moving through that sign, we'll get a little more clarity about what our direction in life is. So that's what you guys get to work with. There's plenty more, but that's all I want to cover today. If you need personal information, then you know where to find me. But I also did pull 3 cards for you guys. And the first card that came up was emotional loss. So while I haven't really talked about that in this forecast, but for you Pisces, what does that mean to you? Are you healing? It could be that new moon in the 12th house is going to bring up an old feeling, an old emotion, and an emotional loss. It's going to bring that up so you can help it, so you can work on it and heal it. Just another layer of whatever that is. Or if you can, it could even make you recognize how far you've come from a loss, especially a loss of the heart. Destiny is the next card, so that's like the Wheel of Fortune. And that just means that, the cycle of life continues. So wherever you happen to be in that destiny spot, in that wheel, that circle of life, just know that whether you're, everything has an up and everything has a down. And it's just like those planets when they're retrograde. So we can't continue to constantly grow. We all have to sit and allow. If we grow, we're just going to get too big. It's like getting really fat. We don't want to, go that far, So allow things to grow. Sit with them and let it manifest for a while and let it just sort of sink in so you can have a full understanding of what's going on. Okay. And then the final card is material and spiritual prosperity, and that is fantastic. So with that Venus-Jupiter connection, where it's at in your chart, you should be able to identify what it is that you value and take that value, whether it's love relationships, because that's material and spiritual prosperity. Take that, what you value, and start to grow off of that. So I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you very much for coming to my channel and checking this out for yourself. Please subscribe. You're notified of any new videos that come up, and I do about 18 a month. So there's a lot out there to listen to and to watch. So I appreciate you all, and thank you so much for being here. And come to my website, nastrastrologer.com, for your own private lessons, private sessions, and all of that good stuff. And blessings. Lots of love. Namaste.